It's Friday afternoon and I'm worn out. Aren't we mature enough to move on from the dimensions or the D's of BIM? So over the years, I've seen some really creative posts on LinkedIn and blogs about the dimensions of BIM. And at the time, and the level of maturity of the industry, some of these dimensions made a lot of sense and others not so much. And as late as last month, and I'm kind of like, I think it's what triggered me the most, I saw someone put up a blog post on LinkedIn promoting the 10th dimension. Like, seriously? One of the biggest barriers to BIM process adoption is confusing terminology and jargon. So people need to stop with this marketing jargon for the greater good of the whole industry. Like, just because you created a new word doesn't mean you're the new person that can do things better than anyone else. Like, that's the key. Just remove the jargoning. Plain English terminology. And it should be used in all circumstances so that people actually understand what you're actually talking about. Now, one of the other challenges that I'm seeing with this is that appointing parties stipulating the wrong approach. And by what I mean by this is that the appointing parties are normally driving what dimensions or BIM uses are used on a project. Now, if we take a step back to a couple of my rants from a few weeks ago, I actually think that the approach by appointing parties should be more about what the outcomes need to be. What outcomes are they trying to achieve? And the BIM execution plan and the delivery teams, or the lead appointed party and the appointed parties, determine what uses or BIM uses are required to meet the desired outcomes of the appointed party. So I think that's the approach that we need to take from now on. Remove from all of these requirements documents that clients tick and go, I'd like to have this, I'd like to have that. We remove those BIM uses from the client side or the appointing party side. We remove the dimensions of BIM altogether and just focus purely on what the BIM use is. We'll be in a far better position as an industry, and we hopefully will see a greater adoption by asset owners or appointing parties in terms of actually requesting these outcomes, or it could be driven by the industry. So if you're as frustrated by this as I am, and you'd like some assistance within your organization on digital transition, feel free to reach out to me and I can help you get through this challenging time with your transition. For those that want to continue the conversation in the comments here on YouTube or on LinkedIn, feel free to do so. I love the conversation and chat and how we can better improve this industry. See you next week, guys.